The black woman is God, plain and simple. She's the mother of all Africanity, and I'm her companion, her compliment, her confidant. Since the beginning, so it will be in eternity. Our ancestors shine through us. Our offspring validate our existence.
No survival without resistance. Alkebulan, stand up. Black love, stand up. Every God, every goddess, forever united and unstoppable.
Giving honor to the ancestors, those who came before us, all the wisdom that they show us. They patient cause they know us. When we fussing and we fighting, they manage to enlighten, enhance our insight. So our adder like and right, and our connection is a titan. Our love is a colossal, disagreement is a fossil. I am your apostle. Our love is like a journal. Turn the page eternal. Our souls intertwine. The theology of time dictates that we rewind and go back to the beginning when the deities were women. Time to stop pretending that I hate you when I love you, putting other things above you. Don't like that others drug you. Not me, I always dug you. I believe we've been together since the virgin of forever. You work the stormy weather. I'll never do it better than I do it in your presence. You validate my lessons. My God begets blessings. That's why I call her essence.
The black man is God, plain and simple. The world sees your greatness. Why can't you? Y'all want to see the sisters step up and lead this fight? Because we real. But not without you. You're a warrior, a scientist. I'm your compliment, your companion. I only want to see you on the throne.
So black man, step up. King, step up. Ain't no way we don't ride when we got a black woman that knows she's God. Ebony, yes.
You my dove, I'm your new. You the truth, I'm the proof. No abuse, my masseuse. Tie me up and turn me loose. Sebek and Heteru, giving thanks and Neteru. For the king I get to you, no regrets in picking you. Like I said, the two are star. I remembered who you are. I'm your moon, you're my star. Your performance over par through the pain and the scars, the shackles and the bars. I fly from here to Mars with my feelings in the jar. If I thought it set you free, I gotta have you next to me. Your intellect vexes me, your conversation's ecstasy. You and me is heavenly. Freedom is our legacy. I've yet to see another brother that can touch the best in me. DOK and Ebony, together for eternity. Even when you hurting me, I'm by your side, certainly. Written in the sacred text, from this cycle to the next. I'm the most and you the best. Face to face, we ace the test, huh? See, what y'all don't understand is we were meant to move in harmony. 2 minds, 1 soul. It was written in the ancient scrolls. With the black man as your backbone, how could you fold? Take back what they stole. They broke the mold, but these arms were made to hold. And hold on, be real. Nigga, be still. Bitches be real. The deal has been sealed, and all we come against is steel.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Let me see. Let me add my brother to the stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he gonna be here in just a minute. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the Fight the Algorithm podcast. I am one of your hosts, Baba Amin Ojuwoke. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at my camera here. I got all kind of stuff going on right now, man. I got all kind of
testing. Mic check.
Now. What's up, Doctor?
What up? Like,
man. House. What's up with it, man?
Man, I'm doing phenomenally well, fired up, ready to take on the world, take on every challenge that the world has to offer, man, as we pursue our full power and potential for our people, man, building pipeline of power for those that we love, we lead and feed, raising, cultivating, protecting, man. Let's go get it.
That's what I'm talking about. Man, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And yo, this is Fight the Algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Where we fight the algorithm, where we do just that. You know what I'm saying? Your host, Baba Amin. You know what I'm saying? He got Coach J, Dr. Junichi over there, man. And we spend our lives fighting the algorithm. And when we say fight the algorithm, we talking about thinking outside the box. We talking about not falling into the traps. You know what I'm saying? The social traps, the societal traps that we can fall in sometimes as a people that, you know what I'm saying, that's to our detriment, you know? And so a lot of folks get caught up scrolling, you know. A lot of folks get caught up scrolling nowadays, and you know how you do. You've been trapped on your timeline before, and you ain't doing nothing productive. So we here to tell you to fight the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And look like Bomani, you need to fight the algorithm. Like you frozen over there. Oh, there you go.
Is that what it is?
Oh, okay, there you go. I ain't know if you was in deep meditation.
Algorithm trying to fight me.
Right? How like it, bro must be in deep meditation over there or something.
Yeah, man. No, I'm here, man. I'm ready.
I know you a karate man. You in self-defense. So you know you could have just been doing a meditation, some discipline. There's some discipline going on right there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. But hey, y'all, welcome to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? If you have a black-owned business, put your links in the chat. If you have a black-owned business, put your links in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And we want you to make sure that you like this video. You share this video. Let everybody know that it's time to fight the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that right now. Do that. And shout us out in the chat. There's a few people watching us right now. Shout us out in the chat so we can shout you back. You know what I'm saying? My brother Agu in the house. Now, let me tell you. I owe Agu Mwami a debt of gratitude because I ordered some of his products, right? And it's amnaturalproducts.net, right? amnaturalproducts.net. It's in the chat. Bomani, man, I ordered some oil from this brother. Boy, I had me smelling good.
Smelling good. That smell.
I'm a shower on, all that, man, came out the shower like pooping. It just, that oil just stayed on you. And oh man, I got in a room and Koyo was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Koyo was like, all right. You know, that you smelling good. So y'all make sure you definitely check out amnaturalproducts.net. He got the good stuff, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the oils, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to other natural products. Brother Agu will get you taken care of, you know what I'm saying, will definitely get you taken care of, you know what I'm saying. All right, good deal. So make sure you do that. My brother Arek Aru in the house, my Aunt Hotel black man, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Man, it's good to see y'all, man. It's good to see y'all in here. We got a power-packed show today. We got a powerful conversation, you know what I'm saying, as well. And yes, Agu, you know what I'm saying, it's also, and Baba Bomani is dealing with his internet. He's going to come right back. Agu is also a patron, a proud patron of the Uhuru Academy. And let me put that link up right now as well. You can support the world's greatest online school for black children, period, right, is the Uhuru Academy UA Online, right? But not only do we have the UA Online private school, we have the Operation Reconnect adult education program. Not only that, we are homeschool coaches, we train teachers, we bring education solutions to your community. Let me quit tripping. We help people start schools. Just ask the Prince family in Houston. Ask the Washington family in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? If the Uehara Academy ain't about the business of empowering other schools. And matter of fact, tonight we got a powerful sister coming on. Sister Cheryl Irvin of the new Alkebulan STEM Learning Center. She's going to be on with us in a few minutes, you know, to talk about some powerful work that she's doing, you know. And you black, brother? Okay.
I'm black. I'm black. I was under attack. I'm black.
You over there trying to stream in 4K. You trying to stream in 4K and stuff, man. You can't just be streaming in 4K.
Look,
man.
I'm trying to stay with it, man. Stay connected to the people.
We're
on the basics so we can stay on, man. I don't know what.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Also, y'all make sure you check out my brother's program, Pipeline to Power. Go visit Pipeline to Power right now today and take.
You got the pipeline.
What you say? Uh-oh.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. Okay, you got a little delay going on, man. You got a delay going on. You say something and we don't hear it,
you know,
but 20 seconds. Look, see.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. You got some signal things going on over there. Some signal thing, but that's all right, y'all. Go and support Pipeline to Power, pipelinetopower.com. You talking about taking that pledge to be a pipeline builder. That means you pledging to build pipelines to help our youth become successful. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be kind of our topic tonight. You know what I'm saying? Our topic is about thinking outside the box when it comes to developing solutions for Black children. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You know what I'm saying? As Black folks, man, we allow others to dictate to us what's right, what's wrong, what we can do and what we can't do with our rights, right? When it comes to exercising our power, you know what I'm saying? We're often limited. We're often limited by fake loyalties, institutions that want us to be loyal, but they not loyal to us. You know what I'm saying? And what's up, Ikaji? Liberated Farms in Detroit is in the house. John Ikaji Taylor, drop the links in the chat. Black man, drop the links in the comments. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so outside the box, man, we got to start thinking outside the box. And I know me and Dr. J, we spend our time empowering our community to think outside the box. Like when you got your baby and y'all in that principal's office, and they sitting there talking about third party and your child because they know you ain't read the policies. But you sitting there and you know what I'm saying, and you done met with Dr. J, and now you up in there, you done read all the policies, and you after they get through talking, you read back to them all the rights that they just violated with your child. You thought outside the box. You didn't let them keep you in the box. Then when they come to these solutions where they just want to kick your baby out, they just want to criminalize your child, you come with alternative solutions that make them work, right? Because you're able to think with outside the box. You know what I'm saying? When we founded the Uehara Academy in 2010, you know, I did the Band-Aid on the bullet wound thing, y'all. I did the whole thing where I tried to work with the system, work inside the system and try to make change within the system. And man, they put me in a what? They put you in a box, right? Yeah, man, we can do stuff with them, get them to come, get them to sign in, you know what I'm saying? You know, but we can't really do nothing that's going to put money in their pocket. Oh, no, man, how they going to keep coming? Get them to come, get them to sign in, then we're going to do a little follow-up, you know, but if they get a job, they do. If they don't, this ain't going to work. You know, you can't teach them too much Black history. Now, if you do African-American history, Dr. King, that's cool, but you can't do. But I'm like, but this works. We can't apply that. Our funders ain't gonna allow that. Oh man, I gotta get out of this what?
Box. Come on.
Right? We trying to fit our community into a box. We can't heal in that box.
Yeah.
Right? Are we doing how we doing inside the public school box?
Proof is in the pudding.
The proof's in the pudding. How we doing with this criminalization box, tough on crime box? You know, we gonna get some funding for at-risk youth, labeling our children. Pow. Yeah. We gotta fight youth violence. And they now violent youth in the youth violence program.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
I'm just saying, right? So as parents, as leaders, we have to start thinking outside the box, and we can't be afraid to step away from that system and build our own systems for the benefit of our children. You know what I'm saying, Dr. J?
I say, no, I definitely agree, man. And I think it's extremely critical. And all those examples that you highlighted, and that you talked a lot about labels and language. You know what I'm saying? The labels that are put on us, that are put on our children, for us outside the box means that we got to change the language. We got to change the labels that we put on our children, right? The concept of risk. Well, the truth of the matter is foundation. Like we said last time, our children have that natural genius. So that's our foundation, right? And that's from where we build, right? And that's not understood, you know, where we educate.
Yeah. You breaking up a little bit. You breaking up a little bit, but I feel what you're saying.
Think outside of that box. What I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You broke up towards the end, but we got the gist of what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? As far as when it comes to empowering our children, we can't allow ourselves to be limited because we scared other folks gonna be offended, or wait on the school system and say, okay, you can teach your child your history, or okay, you could teach your child entrepreneurship. We ain't waiting for that, right? When you see a solution, right, we have the power to implement that solution. The only thing that stops us is we don't think outside the what? Box. We waiting on them to say it's okay to do it, right? We want the funders to be happy, but the funders ain't funding us, the grassroots. The funders is funding the Negroes in office. Right? And so thinking outside the box when it comes to police terrorism, we go marching on, march and sing, march. We shall over. Oh man, let's think outside the box. Let's set up apparatus inside of our community that really hold road cops accountable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without asking permission, right? Everybody get mad when these white conservatives go into your school and make them take them books out the school, out the library. That ain't right. We can't have nothing. You can have everything they got. You just got to go get it.
Yeah,
you can raise hell too.
You think that's right?
You think outside that box they put you in, you can raise hell too. You can have petitions too. You can vote people out of office too. One thing about them Trump people, they fire their politicians.
That's right. Somebody gonna get fired.
They fire the hell out their politicians. You make them, I don't care, no matter what type of ignorant shit they might be on. If you gonna be their leader, you better be on it too.
Yeah. No, they have a common goal, objective, an aim. They say, hey, if you don't fall inside of this aim, this mission, hey, you getting sliced. And that's that's where our box, we start to create our own box.
And they go at them hard.
Right. That's right.
And so, but we can't get mad at that. We need to treat some of these so-called leaders that we vote in, and we'll treat them the same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want African history in school. Well, you got to be patient. You're fired.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go home. Right? You know, and so y'all, that outside the box thinking is what we got to do. The Uehara Academy was outside of the box, right? When we came with the Uehara Academy, like, man, we need an education solution for our children that's not attached to the system, that we can build as a community on our own. We're African centered because you don't have to be born in Africa. Africa's born in you, right? But even in being African centered, I didn't allow us to be put in the African centered box either.
Yeah.
Man, how we evaluate our students is different, right? Our whole approach to it is different, right? Because you could get in a box, you can say, okay, we're doing something revolutionary. We got an African center school, but then you look and you say, well, what does it mean to be an African center school? And then I look and say, well, we got a right to define some of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a right to define some of that, determine some of that, argue some of that. So let's see what's going to work for our community first.
Yeah.
What do we need first?
Yeah.
And then we work towards our needs, and we ain't asking nobody, for permission.
No, I think that's powerful, Bible. The concept of really examining from a foundational view, what do we need as a community? Because one of the things that I've always said about education is that when you're evaluating a school, education system, it has to be based on how the education, that matriculation of students going through a system, how it impacts the community that educational entity is in, right? Not just what happens inside the classroom if they score these particular percentages on test scores, but how does the people that you are graduating, that you're putting back into the community, how is it impacting what they learn, how they've been developed psychologically, how they've been developed, physically, How does that impact the community that they have to filter back into, right? And that's
if they even coming back. The good ones leaving. If they even coming back, because a lot of those that can leave.
Yes, there you go.
Right, because we're in that box too. We're in that box where we look at our communities and say, man, this is something that you got to get out of. It ain't something that you come and invest in.
Yeah.
Right. That's boy, if we go out here and open up a corner store, they're gonna say, "Ooh, that's out of the box thinking." And that's the crazy thing about us as a community. The things that's out of the box for us is perfectly normal for other people.
Yeah, exactly. It is their focus. It's their aim. Like they look at like, yeah, ain't no way I'm gonna do that. We're not even thinking about, and that's, man, you talking about things that we walk by on a daily basis, like corner stores and different types of entities in our communities, from gas stations to different types of entities that are prevalent across the country in communities that are predominantly Black, that are predominantly
Black communities all over the country. Both of us, we've traveled this country together, and it looks like a pattern, don't it?
Yeah, it looks like a pattern, which means it's systemic. It's a system that says, okay, you're not going to learn about how to build your community, right? But you're going to learn about how to enhance other people's visions and walk by and ignore your own, right? That seems to be the systemic pattern of education that's happening, right? Which is within that box that feeds the concept of, sustaining capitalism, that's sustaining, this mediocre mindset where you continue to feed and marginalize people. That's the box that we're talking about, right? So we got to recognize that as a brilliant people, we are intelligent and brilliant people that can recognize that, because it looks like common sense once we discuss it. That's why we got to fight the algorithm, by first being aware of what it looks like and what how it feels for us and how it impacts our children.
Right, because some of us get paid in these boxes. Some of us get paid to maintain the traps, to promote the trap, the whole 9 yards. But most of us ain't getting nothing for being there. Most of us ain't getting nothing but a false sense of accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? And what we're doing, when I buy Polo, Ralph Lauren, I don't care where the money go. I got on a Polo.
Yeah.
I buy some Jordans. I don't care what Phil Knight is or Mike gonna do with that money. I got Jordans. My value is having something on me that makes me more than what I already am in my mind.
Yeah. You're right. Social acceptance.
Yeah. Right. And we do that as Black professionals too. It's about who hired you. Right. It's about who hired you. It's about your job. That's why we go all the way up to PhD sometimes and don't even think about doing nothing independent.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I see that, and that's why it's been really a blessing for me to get inside academia and see how this thinking happens and try to understand, okay, how do we strengthen our children to not only envision what their career, what their paths are, but how in connection and intertwine with that understanding of their future, what is going to be the impact on your family, community, and future generations? What does that look like from the beginning? Not at the end, we're gonna do some, feeds. No. It's a part of your educational journey to understand how your talent, your genius is going to impact your family, community, and the generation that's coming behind you in community building perspective. You got to understand that early so that becomes a part of your doggone makeup and your understanding of your purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? So that's critical. Yeah.
I say, you know what I'm saying? And you get out of that box that says once they accept you, you made it.
Yeah. There you go.
Right. I think about the young sister Amanda Gorman who did the powerful poem at the inauguration. You know what I'm saying? And how like recently in Florida, I think in some schools they're banning the poem. You know what I'm saying? That she did. You know what I'm saying? And I look at that, Dawn. I look at that powerful, beautiful young sister, and I'm like, man, we had our own systems and networks to plug up into. That wouldn't even be news.
Yep, that's right.
That wouldn't even be news. Matter of fact, we probably would have said I would have voted. They don't deserve her at the inauguration.
Absolutely.
I would have voted that that's not an accomplishment.
Yeah.
I would have voted make them earn that type of energy from us as a community.
Yeah.
You always pay them up front and then don't get nothing back. That's the other box that we in.
No, I love that. And I think that's critical. You bring up a critical point because in that sister is a natural genius. There's a creative genius in that sister, right? For us, our job as the village is to identify that genius in her and support it and to build the support system around it and create a market for it. So she shouldn't have to feel like her pinnacle of success is outside of our village. We have to create that marketplace. We have to create that support system that allows her to see us supporting her with our arms and embracing and cultivating her natural genius as the pinnacle of her success. Right. And it should pay well, and it should be rewarding, and it should be beneficial to her children and her children's children. You know, if that's the case. If we're thinking like that, we start to build like that, right? So we don't miss nobody's genius, right? And we won't end up seeing them, on somebody else.
A lot of us see when we go, and I'm not saying don't go get that great job. We're not saying that, right? We're not saying that at all, right? Because all this infrastructure we talking about has to be built. Right. Go do what you got to do, but go do what you got to do with a mindset, right? With a mindset of investing those resources back into our community, back into building up our community. You know what I'm saying? Don't treat your job or your position like a placeholder for the next Negro.
Yes.
Right. Come help. Let's build some institutions to where that one position ain't even needed anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right? And so speaking of institution building and also speaking of Florida, we have a powerful sister that's going to be joining us in a couple of minutes. I don't know if y'all know, right? But Florida and Arizona are the only two states in the United States that have complete school choice, right? Let's say they have the most liberal school choice programs, right, in the country, right? And for those who don't know what school choice is, school choice programs are programs where parents are actually able to go and get the tax dollars, right? Get their tax dollars to pay for their child's education, right? And of course, a lot of times, if you've heard of school choice, the Democrats or whatnot will say that they're attacking the public school system and that sort of thing. And we're gonna get into that on another day. We're gonna get to the numbers and the truth about that. But the fact is, Florida has passed school choice initiatives, and now parents are able, right, to finance private school programs, to finance homeschooling and other programs through this school choice initiative. Now, this initiative has been attacked, of course, by our handlers, and I call them our community handlers, the Black community handlers, the Democratic Party. School choice bad, Republican bad, Republican racist. You don't do nothing. They like it, we hate it. Don't read anything and don't take advantage of anything they do, right? You know what I'm saying? Our handlers,
what is that accent, Bob?
That's what my inner white man sound like. I don't know what your inner white man. My inner white man is like a Russian with a real with a cross between a Russian and German accent. You know what I'm saying? That's my inner white man be telling me, don't spend money with black people. Like they be talking to me like that, and I'm like, no, I'm going over to this restaurant. They charge too much. Go to white man. We sell for a smaller price, right? So I'll be like, no. So they got these school choice, and anything Trump them like, anything DeSantis them like, we ain't supposed to like it. Right. I've even talked to black people about school choice in their state, and they're like, "Oh no, I don't know. Ooh, I don't know about that. Can we? Ooh, I don't. That's bad." I'm like, okay, huh? Right? And these are black people who need alternative solutions, right, for their children, right? And Texas is close, Johnny. I got some inside information. Texas, by 2025,
Yeah.
Texas gonna be right there.
No, they working on it.
They working on it. They working on it, right? They working on it, right?
No, I
But
think
we
that's
got a
interesting.
sister.
Yeah, man.
Let's say.
I think that's interesting the way that you frame that.
Mhm.
It's critical in the topic that we're talking about. We're talking about fight the algorithm. We're talking about thinking outside of the box. The critical word is thinking. So and we talk about this concept of personality politics, just because you hear a name, Trump, you hear this name, oh, that must be bad, it must be good. Well, we are intelligent people. That's what I want my brothers and sisters, my warrior brothers and sisters, to understand. We are intelligent people, and we are brilliant enough to understand that when a piece of information comes forward, our first reaction is to analyze, is to critically think about the information to assure that how this would be best utilized or not utilized, right? Not based on what somebody else said that was on CNN. And no, we are smart enough to know, no, we're gonna look at it for ourselves.
If only. I know some black people that sneak look at Fox News.
Yeah.
You know, I know black folks. You know what I'm saying? So again, y'all, outside the box that this society tries to put us in. I'm bringing on a sister right now who is definitely an outside the box thinker. She's doing some amazing things in Broward County, Florida. I think 10 years in now. This sister runs an African-centered school, African-centered program called the new Alkebulan STEM Learning Center. All right, dynamic sister, master's degree out of Stanford University, took that information, took that training, black into the community, started her own school, up and running right now, and doing some amazing things, even with school choice. I want to introduce to some and present to others my sister, Miss Cheryl Irvin. What's going on, black woman?
Hello. How are you, gentlemen?
Phenomenal, sister.
Doing phenomenal, right? Thank you for coming on Fight the Algorithm. We invited you on here because every day you wake up, you fight the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Tell us, Cheryl, tell us a little bit about New Alkebulan STEM Academy. What y'all doing down there?
We are the only African-centered, project-based private school in, I would say, our county. I'm going to say the county, definitely the city. I'm going to say the county. And dare I say the state, unless I just haven't heard of the other ones that are still operational. And if you're out there, give me a call, like look us up. I want to connect. But yeah, I did start 10 years ago. I conceived it in college, and I worked until I could actually figure out, okay, I got the idea, like I was studying to be a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
One of my own relatives got in legal trouble, a child, 15 years old. And I told myself, if a child needs a lawyer, I'm too late. If a child, I mean, you're too late. Like they are already in a situation. So what am I gonna do? And the solution was to start a school. So I walked to the registration office that day, in the third year of my studying for pre-law, and I changed my major to education.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't know how to do it. I just knew that it needed to be done. So I spent several years deliberately working in different types of school models, starting with the public school system. My first job was as a ninth, 10th, 11th grade teacher in the local public high school where I lived. Came home crying every day, every day. I did.
Wow.
I swear to you. Every day I was crying. These children don't want to learn. And it's, of course, I'm right out of college. I'm 20 something, early 20s, and I look younger than them. And I'm getting stopped in the hallway, asking for my hall pass, and I'm having to convince them that I'm actually one of the teachers. So just trying to relate to them, but also be respected by them. And then it's like what is going on? I'm crying every day. And then one of my lead teachers took me aside and said, baby, you can't cry every day. You can't cry every day. And she told me that, you're planting seeds. You don't plant the seed and dig it up and see if it's growing. Like,
Right.
you planting seeds.
Right.
And
Great
she
advice.
gave me permission, even though I didn't get it from the school. This black woman gave me permission to think outside the box. Because I was teaching economics and I was trying to teach them from the textbook. And they didn't and they did not want to learn it. They were bored. Um, so the next day I told them, put your books under your desk. And I went home and I made everybody checkbooks. Now, mind you, this is 1996, so people actually still use checks. I made everybody checkbooks.
Right. Our
Everybody
younger viewers are like,
ledgers,
what's a checkbook?
everybody ledgers. Everybody had a W-2 and a pay stub, and their jobs were dependent on what grade they were getting in my class. Like if you had C or D in the class, you couldn't get a high paying job. So I turned the class into a project. And the project was every day I'm going to come in here with something to try to bankrupt you and make what's in your account right now go to zero. If the last day of class comes and you have $1 in my class, you get an A. You get an A in the
That's
class.
dope.
Yeah, I love
Right?
it.
So every day we had a wheel, and they would they would come through the door and they would spin the wheel, and it say, your tire got flat on the way to school. You have to spend $200 to get 4 new tires because you ran over some nails or something like that. Or you're getting a divorce, or you're getting married, or you're having a baby. It's just life
Wow.
things
Real life.
are on this thing. And it's like, I went from crying every day and having people to skip my class every day to people showing up to my class in periods when they weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these are young boys, and I'm like, okay, I see how that you want a purpose and a mission and a reason for doing what you're doing. And I did the class exactly like that, even though I did catch flack from the administration when they heard my grading system. Like, it's like, no, you have to
Here comes
give
the box.
them,
Yeah.
you have to give them, the curriculum and what are they learning the things in the book? Absolutely, they're learning the things in the book.
They learn.
Go ask them. I bet they know more economics than you do. They're learning it. And it's like, you have to put grades in. Oh, the grades in. But I wasn't paying attention to that. And neither were they. They were keeping their ledger and they were watching that, and they was waiting every Friday was payday. So you gotta be in class on Friday in order to get paid.
Yeah.
So like I said, I went from crying every day, students not showing up, getting into arguments, with sisters like, and you're telling me what you ain't mama, to this like complete engagement.
Yeah.
And it was from there that I was hooked.
So, obviously, that model, and not to cut y'all short, obviously that model was not going to survive in the public school system. So with that gift that you had of creating unique curriculum, right? Is that what sparked you to say, you know what? If I'm going to be me as a teacher, that school don't exist, I'm going to build it.
I told you my after my third year of college, I already said I was building a school.
You already said that was your goal anyway.
Yeah, that was the vision.
Yeah, that was your goal anyway. Right?
That was my goal anyway. I just didn't know how to do it.
Right.
And so, but that year, being just 22, I was hooked on project-based learning. I was hooked on the idea of project-based learning. And I went to school in California, so project-based learning was actually really big on the West Coast. Whereas the East Coast, coming back on this side, they didn't even know what it was. The word wasn't even popular at the time. And that's why, a lot of the things that I was doing was not traditional, and I wasn't scoring the children in a traditional way or assessing them in a traditional way. I did not care about the whatever the standardized test was. I didn't care. I did not care. I did not care. I did not focus on it. I did not give them the practices and this, that, and the third. And if I did give them any type of practice, it was incorporated into the idea that you're about to have, an assessment for your job. And, or you can get a raise because you take this class, this course that gives you a certification. Now that it puts you at a higher tier in your job. And here's the class. If you take it, you pass it, your income goes up. So if I couldn't add it into my project, I was not interested.
Right.
So and how has it been? Either.
How has it been for you running New Alkebulan? What are some of the challenges and what are some of the victories? What are some of the challenges and what are some of the strengths? Give me one strong challenge and one strong positive that makes that challenge worth it.
One strong challenge is layered. It has 3 layers. 2 layers, I guess, whatever. Mm-hmm. Knowing that you're building a business and not a school. Those are two separate things. And then knowing that you're building an institution and not a business. Those are separate things.
Yeah.
So that has been trying to walk up that ladder into institution building, institution creation. It's been the biggest challenge. And I'll tell you what the difference is. Okay, you're building a school, a business instead of a school. You're right here with a school. You can have a school in your home. You're just imparting the information to your child, and you're imparting to them in a way that they can receive it in a way that is, good for them, good for you. That's a school. If you are homeschooling, Mom, you have a school. Now, some of the homeschools that we have, and we'll talk about it later, is more home than school. But some of them are they're on point with their children learning and growing and developing. You have what technically is a school. Now, go from a school to a business. That's different, right? So with the business, you have so many rules and laws and other people that you are providing for. You have payroll, you have overhead, you have all of the things that come with a business. And oftentimes when you have a business, you have employed yourself. So you have basically a huge job, right? And then when you're going from a business to an institution, now you have to think systems. Now you have to think Chick-fil-A. Now you have to think, how is it? What systems can I put in place where this place is not dependent on me? Right. So I was charged by my ancestors with building institutions, and I am working my way up little by little.
I say.
So, and the thing that makes it worth it. You said one thing.
Yes. What makes it worth it?
That makes it worth it is when I think about the idea of this place being in every county in the state of Florida, and then in other places, and I think about us educating our own children. I think about that. I get hyped. I'm like, okay, let's go. And then another thing is when a child creates something on their own without one of my students create something on their own without anybody having to tell them to do it, without anybody having to make them do it. Like I had a young lady come in one day. She had made up the business card. She cut them with the scissors. She made up a business card, and she taught herself how to make like bracelets and jewelry and stuff like that. And she came in. She had her presentation. Everything was laid out. All the students started like buying from her and getting her business card. Nobody made her do that. Nobody told her to do that. She had just been here for 2 years, making and doing and creating, and it clicked.
Tapped into that natural genius.
When I see that on any level, I'm like, moving in the right direction.
So let me get out and knock on these doors.
If I can ask a question, Queen, how would you discuss how the concept of project-based learning and the empowerment that is wrapped and intertwined in that, how does it shift the mindset of a student to be able to think on the levels that you even discussed? You know, when they talking about building from a smaller entity to now looking at it as a business, then looking at it as an institution, regardless of what industry, whether it be education, whether it be like from an entrepreneurial standpoint. How does project-based learning go into programming and developing the mind of a child to see that as just a normal development of their natural genius and not something that we should be scared of? Like a lot of us be like, man, that's just too much, man. I can't.
Right.
But when you come into your school, how does it change that type of algorithm for our children?
Right. So the reason for that, when we're like, oh my gosh, that's too much, because we as a community have so many things that need to be built in our community. And I don't know anybody in our community who hasn't heard Black people need their own school, Black people need their own hospital, Black people need their own grocery store. If you haven't heard it, then you said it, right? But the question really is, at what point in your education does anybody teach you how to build anything?
There it is.
At what point? Elementary school, middle school, high school, college. If you are not in a certain program in college, you can graduate from there with your ticket to life, i.e. your degree, but not know how to construct anything, right? If you're not an engineer, somebody who's having to learn that, you can leave without knowing, right? Yeah. So that's the question. It's not what we need built, but at what point in our education do people teach you how to build anything, right? So we start with a creator's mindset. Our motto at our school is creating creators. And we center everything around the project that we do. And so we might have a large scale project at the end, but it doesn't start out like that, right? So we may be building a life-size go-kart at the end that'll go 10 miles an hour. But we start out by making little cardboard rectangles, learning what an axle is, pasting the axle, two axles on it, putting the wheels on it, and then powering it with balloons and talking about projection, talking about all of the physics stuff. So you start here by cutting out the cardboard, putting on the axles, and taping the balloon down. Boom, you got a car. And then you have a race through the school, and everybody's like, so you build up from that piece of cardboard to now moving into more like STEM sets, to then moving into, all right, now we're going to Home Depot. Going on, y'all ready? This is what we're going to do.
Okay, so y'all Home Depot ready now, huh?
You know, are we doing gas powered? Are we doing solar powered? Then we have to look that up. We have to research that. Which one is going to go faster? Which one is going to be most effective, most efficient? So so they settled on battery powered, and they built a car. And so you start from something small, and then they see that progression as something big. Same thing with a boat. We built boats. They put it in the Sunrise River, and they race those boats in the Sunrise River. So you have to know what buoyancy is. You have to know, how to make something waterproof, all of that. But we didn't start there. We started with aluminum foil, where they had to learn the geometry of a shape. What shape are you going to make your aluminum foil into that is going to make it float, right? So then we start adding coins on top of it. I got a whole bunch of quarters from the bank. We start adding quarters on top of it. And the person whose boat stays up the longest as we pile on the quarters gets all the money from the bottom of the water. So you have learned, you motivated, you buoyancy, you learn what shape is going to make it stay up better. So we do that a couple of times. But first we do it with aluminum foil, and then we do it with cardboard. But now you got to make it waterproof because it's paper and it's going to sink, right? So you build
we
up.
Say some of this for the training. See, you can't give them
you giving out. You can't give out.
We got some homeschooling parents and some other educators out here right now. Like I'm gonna get this on replay to put the quarters on the boat. Okay, aluminum foil. No. You gotta come to the PD. They gotta come to the PD. We're gonna come to the PD. We're gonna give you a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying?
Excited because the children get excited.
I
and they
say.
learn and they don't know that they're learning, but they do know that they're learning at the same time.
Exactly.
And if they can take that, it is programming their subconscious
Yeah.
that they can make something, that they
Man.
can make something. And every morning we have a pledge for our school that has their slogan in it. And
Yeah.
it says, I am a new Alkebulan creator. It is my obligation to
Yeah.
build and not destroy. So
That's the
they put their fists on their heart and say
yeah.
this pledge, every morning, that now you have the idea, I can build something, and you have the programming that I should build something,
Yeah.
and you have that back there like I should build it for Black people.
Yeah.
And
Come on.
when people talk
Yeah.
about programming, when people talk about oh, you indoctrinating the child, yes, I am.
Absolutely.
All education is
Totally.
indoctrination.
All of it. All
It's
of
it's
it.
All
totally,
education is
totally,
indoctrination.
totally
I remember the Pledge
Take
of
your
Allegiance.
doctrine.
I remember the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't know if I can forget the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Yeah.
don't know if I can forget it. Like I don't
Right,
know if I
right,
can make
right.
myself forget it.
Yeah. No,
Right?
and what we got to understand is that every child is being indoctrinated. We got to be the one to decide what the indoctrination is.
That
Yes,
is.
what that
That is
subconscious
right there.
programming
Yeah.
is
Right.
going to be that
Yeah.
drives them from the inside, because that's all indoctrination is. It is subconscious programming that drives you from the inside, and you
Mm.
cannot, for any extended period of time, go outside of what your insides are programmed to do.
Come on now. You're operating.
It's like a speak, so speak.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
try.
Now, speaking of that, we talked a little bit about the unique situation that's going on in Florida with the
Oh
school
yeah.
choice programs, right?
Mhm.
You have a very powerful webinar coming up, because what you found, because at being a private school, number one, congratulations on dotting your I's and crossing your T's, because you get the scholarship. Like folks who go get the funding, your school is on the list to be able
Yes.
to receive those funds. And you actually were able to receive some of those funds last year, and that really helped your program out.
The last 3 years.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. But
Absolutely.
in the process, you mastered the process.
Yeah.
Yes.
I ain't mad at you. You need to say,
Yeah.
I need to know what I need to do as a school. But hold on, let me tell you what you need to do as a parent.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Too
But-
many
but-
was coming
but-
back somebody they didn't do it right the first time. So you have a very powerful webinar coming up. We have a
Yes,
very
we do.
powerful webinar coming up this Saturday, you know what I'm saying, for Florida homeschooling parents. Tell us a little bit about the webinar, and I'm going to actually share the website as you do.
Okay. So Florida, as Baba Amin has told you, is a school choice state. And he told you what that meant. You can choose how your child is to be educated. And that includes homeschooling. So you don't need a reason. You just need to write a letter of intent. And there's a certain way to do that. I'm not going to go into that, but there's 3 things you need to do, and boom, 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 bada bang, bada boom. Your child is homeschooled, and the state of Florida is not going to bother you about that, right? But until March of this year, you were pretty much on your own. You could say, I'm gonna take my child out of school because I'm public school system because I don't like what's going on in there. But you were on your own. You had to finance everything that they did. I started out with a homeschool co-op in 2013, and we banded together as parents to kind of share the cost of educating our children. But if you were going that route for the last 10 years, like I had, you were coming out of pocket, and it could become pretty costly if you wanted to provide a rich environment and educational experience for your child. But in March of this year, what's that, like 3 months ago or so? Ron DeSantis, your beloved governor of Florida, just signed into law that homeschool parents can get the same money that I get as a private school per child. So if you have however many children, you can apply for each one of those children to get the same $7,000 to $10,000 that a private school would get but it comes
Each.
for you to educate your own child in the way that you see fit, right?
Wow.
And there's a way to go about applying for that funding because they're not giving it to all homeschoolers, right? They have limited the number of homeschoolers who will receive the funding in year one, right? So those who get to the application quickest and those who fill it out correctly will be the ones who are most likely going to get that funding. So on Saturday's webinar, I'm gonna pull up the application and I'm gonna fill it out. Every single line, step by step, telling you what to put and what not to put so that you don't get your application delayed or denied. And the reason why I know this is because it's the same exact application my parents have been filling out for the past 3 years. And I have done that with them. I have walked them through, the process and the parts where they got stuck or this or that. And now it's just something that if you want to take your child to a private school, absolutely, they still give you the money to do that. But if you want to homeschool your child, you get that same, you can have access to that same money. And you don't have to go out and get brick and mortar and and incorporate, have a business. You do not. You just gotta be a parent who is homeschooling your child.
You might just take on a homeschool partner.
Come on.
I'm open.
That can provide you with homeschool resources and help you out in building and shaping your homeschool. Kind of like what Uehara Academy does.
Kind of like that. And so that's going to be the second part of the webinar. Like, okay, so now you have this funding. Who can I partner with to help me to actually design a homeschool program for my child that is academically rich, culturally just on point, and just takes a lot of the stress off of you as a parent. And Uehara Academy does that like no other. So between the two of us, me showing you how to get the money and Baba Amin showing you, partnering with you as a homeschool parent and allocating those funds towards the best educational options for your children. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
Yes.
You don't want to miss it. You want to join us on Saturday.
Yes, so definitely go to teachourownchildren.com. Let me put that up. Right quick. Let me put that up. Told y'all we fighting the algorithm, right? Don't get mad at me that we ain't just complaining and talking. No, we doing some of that. But don't get mad at me that we bringing solutions, valuable solutions to the table as well. Right? We fighting the algorithm on this podcast. That's what we doing, right? Teachourownchildren.com. Go to teachourownchildren.com right now and reserve your seat. If you are a parent in Florida, reserve your seat for this webinar, period. If you're not in Florida, you might just want to check it out just to get the experience. You might know somebody in Florida, right? But go ahead and go over to teachourownchildren.com right now and reserve your spot. All right? That's what I'm talking about. Cheryl Irvin,
Wow, man.
Keep fighting the algorithm.
Yes.
Oh, powerful work.
Fighting the algorithm. And you're not just fighting the algorithm, you're writing the algorithm.
Yeah.
So keep fighting.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the fun
building.
part. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for coming on. I know you got some business to take care of. Go on and go get that. Right? I know you take care of some business right now. Thank you for taking a few minutes out to hang out with us on Fight the Algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Peace, my sister. Much love.
And if people have questions, you can ask Baba Amin, email Baba Amin, and we're working together on this, so you can get your questions answered.
I say.
Right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. And shout out to new Alkebulan and the whole team, parents, staff. Y'all keep doing what you're doing.
Excellent.
Peace. It's black.
Let's go.
There's some folks out. People like ain't nobody out there doing that. There's black folks out here that ain't playing no games.
Guess how you connect with those people? These are people that are doing those types of things. You got to change. You got to change your algorithm. You got to think outside of outside of the box, baby.
You got then you step outside of the box.
And then step outside of
yeah. Because when you step outside of the box, you're gonna run to a whole bunch of people that's outside the box too.
Man, come on. It's
and
a whole
we
lot
all
of
be
people
standing outside the box, looking at each other like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Did you leave the box or get kicked out the box? What you doing? What you doing? Yeah, you don't look like the algorithm. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? You run counter to the program, you know. But you know what? We can build our own program. Like she said, we can write our own algorithm. Y'all definitely check out new Alkebulan schools. Definitely check out teachourOwnChildren.com. The webinar is off the chain. Shout out to Charlene Favorite. You know what I'm saying? Please put the link to your program in the comments as well. She's also in Florida. She's going to be at the webinar, you know, and she's an African-centered instructor and has her own school as well. You know what I'm saying? So we're bringing these independent programs, we're bringing them together. We're building systems. We're collaborating. That's what it's all about, man.
Man, it's powerful, man. I want to shout out to all the powerful brothers and sisters, the Pipeline of Power builders that have been engaging with us tonight. In the chat, you know what I'm saying? That's been been chiming in. Brother Agu showing that love, man. Brother Obafemi, what's up?
Obafemi, man. Put the link to the book in the chat, and we got to bring Obafemi on. Him, MCE, his and then Obafemi to talk about what him and his wife are doing with their program in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. You know, in their business, what they're doing as well. Man, he definitely fighting the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro,
my good sister Christina in the building.
What's up, Christina?
You know what I'm saying? The chef in the building.
You know what I'm saying?
Put some links up there for what you do. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta
build each other up. That's go.
What it's all about, man. We ain't selling no advertisement time on here. You know what I'm saying? We promoting our people, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Charlene Favorite, VillageLifeFL.com. Make sure y'all go check out Village Life Florida, VillageLifeFL.com. All right. Go check that program out. All right. We also got Every Day is a Sunday. Right? Every Day is a Sunday, one of the greatest children's books I've ever read. It's about the experiences of an African-centered homeschool child from the vantage point of the child, right? And it's an excellent example of how creative you can be as a homeschooler, right? You know, I'm recommending that book to parents at this webinar too. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, here's Charlene's program, the Homeschool Village. So make sure you go to the homeschoolvillage.org as well. You know, definitely shout out to Village Life FL too. But also shout out to the homeschoolvillage.org. Charlene teaches pretty much everything outside. You talking about a unique program that's based in nature and African-centered. That's what Charlene is building, the homeschoolvillage.org. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest challenge is trying to, you know, everybody in the community wants to be in the program. It's like,
hey, that's a good problem.
So she's trying to chase down the black folk. Like, come on, y'all, it's for y'all too, you know. And so, exactly, right? So the homeschoolvillage.org, y'all. Let's go and let's rally around the homeschool village as well with the wonderful, powerful instructor, Miss Charlene Favorite. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful.
I see good brother John Akaje, man. He say, what up, though?
Yeah, Akaje in the house, man. Liberated Farms. You know what I'm saying? In Detroit, you know, you talking about an urban farmer. Right, extraordinaire. You know what I'm saying? Ikaji is that. You know what I'm saying? Powerful. Him and his powerful queen. You know what I'm saying? Darian. You know, Miss D. You know what I'm saying? With the Fifth House Collective. You know, we're actually Uhuru Academy is actually partnered with Fifth House Collective through our creative writing program to develop a comic book anthology with our students. Creative writing being turned into comic book stories by professional Black independent comic book illustrators and writers. So that project's called The Feather. Y'all gonna learn more about that too, because we fight the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? So man, before we get out of here though, I want to start spotlighting artists that are fighting the algorithm.
right? I want to spotlight artists that are fighting the algorithm, and we have our first artist spotlight today. We're gonna bring this brother on. Quick, short interview. You know him, you love him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna check out a song. You know what I'm saying? By him, kind of break it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna bring him on right now. Very dynamic black man that's fighting the algorithm. Y'all show some love for my little brother, Shawn Gales, CG in the house. What up,
Yeah,
Man, what's good, man? How y'all feeling, bro? What's going on?
man? We feeling good, man. We
Man, hey, this been one of the best shows I've seen, bro. She killed it. I ain't want to come on after her.
Hey, look. She brought it, didn't she?
Man, I'm gonna take it to Florida. Hey, I gotta visit Florida now.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't know schools out there where the kids building cars.
Man, what?
Whoa.
Huh?
That just fire you up just thinking about it, don't it?
Huh? Yeah, and she wasn't exaggerating. I done seen the pictures, the video, the whole 9 yards. I've been honored to be. I've been honored to be one of her consultants over the years. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but I didn't come up with the car thing. Y'all know I can't build nothing but some drama. But she but they down there doing a thing at New Alkebulan, you know what I'm saying? But CG,
What's up?
you doing your thing, man.
I'm
You
trying.
doing your thing.
Something.
You know what I'm saying? You fighting the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna briefly tell your story. You could tell it better than anybody. You know you need to do a TED talk. But we talking about a young man who at one time was in the streets. You know, almost saw the other side of it a few times. Almost went the other way a few times. Turned his life around. Embraced education. Went to college. Graduated college. Went to Africa 3 times. You know what I'm saying? 4 times, my bad. Been to Africa 4 times. Now is a teacher in the public school system. And for the last 2 years, his class has been number 1 in the district on the competency test. You know what I'm saying? But you the artist spotlight. We ain't talking about that side of your life tonight. Right. Tonight is the artist spotlight because you do hip hop as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, that's my passion. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop and education. So I was inspired when I came onto the show. I was ready to talk about education too. So but today we're gonna focus on the hip hop though. You know what I'm saying?
And it is education.
Yeah, right. Because you fuse the two. You know what I'm saying? Because you know I listen to your music, man, and you number one, you one of them storytellers, and I love that. Right. You one of them storytellers, man. You're a throwback for real. You know, you're an authentic storyteller. You know, talk to us a little bit about what motivates you to tell stories in hip hop. Why you not just doing what everybody else doing? Why you ain't just following that same pattern? You know what I'm saying? And why have you chosen to be the type of artist that you've chosen to be?
Man, I just got an old soul. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of when I was younger, I was kind of making the music that was normal. I would say, you know, normal or popular where I'm from, the normal Louisiana type music, the Webby and Boosie, young boy type of music. But now since I got older, I kind of realized the freedom I got. So now I kind of make music that I like. And I really always like old school beats. I used to always like those West Coast samples and, you know, the 1970s funk type of feel. You know what I'm saying? But where I'm from, nobody does that. There's no producers where I'm from that making those beats. So, you know, thank God for the internet, you know what I'm saying? I had to broaden my horizon, and it's a whole world out there for people that like music that I like, you know what I'm saying? I had to realize that. So now that I got that kind of production and I got those experiences, right now I got a story to tell, you know what I'm saying? So now I got hindsight. I can look back at my past, look back at the things I overcame, what I've been through. I can look back I can look at the world now, see what other people are going through, and kind of incorporate that in my stories. And I always like storytelling type music. Brenda's Got a Baby is like my favorite song of all time.
Oh, it's to me, it's the greatest story ever written.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
In a rap. Brenda's Got a Baby is the greatest ever to me.
It don't get no better than Brenda's Got a Baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Brenda's Got a Baby and Death Around the Corner. That's the kind of music I like. I like storytelling music, and I like you know, funk type, E40, Too Short, Larry June type music, payroll, motivational, go out there and make it happen type music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know,
I
like this to a lot of stuff.
What Pac say? I was raised in the city, shitty ever since I was a itty bitty kitty drinking liquor out my mama's titty. I almost threw my computer.
And drinking liquor was an everyday thing
in my household.
and drinking.
You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed was an everyday thing in my household, and drinking liquor till you're out cold. Come on, man.
That's how my household was.
Come on, man.
Real life.
How visual those words are, right?
Right.
It's a skill to that, a real skill to that, man. And it's cool that you appreciate that level of artistry. You know what I'm saying? What motivated you to get into hip hop?
I always liked music. My dad was a DJ. He don't like rap at all though, but he was a DJ. My dad was a blues DJ. He loved music.
Yeah.
If you listen to a blues song, all you gotta do, if you don't know the artist, just call him, say a couple words, he got you. So I always, I grew up around music. I love music. Like when I was 4 or 5 years old, I had the radio, the CD player. I remember the albums I got for Christmas. I remember getting the Mystical album. I remember getting the Bow Wow. I remember getting the Country Grammar when it came out in 2000. I had the Master P Ghetto D. I used to sit down and just listen to music all day.
Right.
My mama was the cookout type. So when I was growing up, my mama, she used to always, her house used to be like the little hangout spot. You know, they listen to music all day. So I kind of grew up in that environment. So I love music. And man, I remember I wrote my first song when I was 8 years old called Gold Rush.
Wow.
Gold Rush, 8 years old.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about, man. So the song that we're gonna share tonight is one that you and I did together. And Bob Bomani got a cameo in the video.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the song that we're about to play is called Told Us. And I'm going to go ahead and share from the YouTube and pray that it play full. I think the audio's been good tonight. You know what I'm saying? But this song is called Told Us. Tell us a little bit about Told Us, what the song is about, and what motivated you to write this one.
Man, well, I'm glad you got the podcast because the song is about fighting the algorithm, right? So it's about the world. When I say told us, what I'm saying is basically what in the song, I'm just doing or I'm programmed to do what the algorithm told me to do, right? So all these negative things I see, that's all I know how to do. So in the song, as I'm telling my story, you will hear me talking about all the things I'm going through because this was I was told to do. I was told this is what life was about. So it's about a young person in the inner city, you know what I'm saying, getting lost in the algorithm, right? And the song is to bring awareness to that so you'll be able to fight the algorithm. So it fits the show perfect.
I say.
Yeah, man.
Let's get into this right quick, man. As I share the screen, I like to let everybody know this is my big acting debut.
Yeah, mine too.
Well, you know what I'm saying? And we had a lot of fun filming this live on location in Stop 6.
Stop 6, Texas.
You know what I'm saying? In the hot Texas sun, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's check this out, y'all. This is Told Us CG featuring Baba Amin. Oh, and if you got babies in the room, it's a little colorful language, but it's colorful language with a purpose. Here we go.
That's right.
Here's Pastor Amin. He's going to tell y'all some good things about our Lord.
Thank you, Master Stu. Thank you, Master Stu. Today I'm coming from Ephesians 6:5. Say, slaves, obey your earthly master with sincerity of heart and respect and fear, just like you do Christ. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Steve-O got the Midas touch.
I done sold rock, I sold gold up. I done did shit I was supposed to. I'm just living life how they showed up. I'm just doing what the world told us. I done sold rock, I sold gold up. I done did shit I was supposed to. I'm just living life how they showed us. I'm just doing what the world told us. The world told me to only stay black and die and measure my success by the niggas I leave behind. But one time to find my niggas in headlines on the news who was slain by one of his own kind. They give give us what we need to complete our own demise. They set the body free, but they enslaved the mind. The streets of the siege from the poverty and crime. I spent my last G, then my car was declined. I still got beef with the whole other side. Still gotta eat, so I'm out here on the grind. Throwing rocks at the pen, just waiting to get my time. Waiting on my friend to come and see me, but she lied. She came last week, but this week she ain't decide. My daddy wanted to see me, but he couldn't find no ride. Now my OG in the hood, everybody know about pride. This the mindset to keep the prison occupied. I tried to get a job, but my app was denied. I guess I'm still a nigga in my shirt and my tie. Go to court next week, but I can't pay my fine. Life getting hard, but at least a nigga tried. Told a judge I had a job, but technically I ain't lied. I had my Uncle Rufus sell some weed on the side. Often I reflect as I gaze at the sky. My boy got probation, but they gave me some time. Go to school and teachers to betray our own kind. Respect the white man, but we slay our own kind. Daddy going to jail, gotta do his own time. It hurt me to my heart when I see them babies crying. The hood getting hotter and the streets still on fire. They open up the jails, but they shutting schools down. They ask you for your vote and you go and stand in line. You know the crack the line, fall forward every time. I done sold rock, I sold gold. I done did shit I was supposed to. I'm just living life how they showed us. I'm just doing what the world told us. I done sold rock, I sold gold. I done did shit I was supposed to. I'm just living life how they showed us. I'm just doing what the world told us.
Fuck the world, are we cursed? I've been teaching, but yet the story's getting worse. I've been reaching after G's in every hood. Niggas think you gotta do bad to live good. Should I stay broke or take a drive? Show me how the school gon' help a nigga stay alive. Sitting in the dark with a fucked up mind. Looking for a spark, all I need is one sign. Am I serving God or fucking off my time? Niggas seem fine being deaf, dumb, and blind. Here I am trying, interrupting my grind. Yet I still find niggas in the same bind. Refuse to stay behind, wanna see my people climb. They act like they don't want it, poverty should be a crime. I heard a lot of OGs lost their mind, flunking out the youngsters over IG lines. Damn, y'all niggas gonna be about it. Be about it. Organize. Lie. Don't listen to what these motherfuckers tell you success is, what rich is. Define that shit for yourself. Food, clothing, shelter. Yeah. We pour libation for George and Jonathan Jackson. We pour libation for all our ancestors we lost in the Middle Passage. Libation for all our ancestors, man, who transitioned on the plantation. But we give thanks because they persevered. They survived. It's our job to learn from it. It's our job to be stronger from it. They might cage up our bodies, they can't cage up our minds. They scared of your power, black man. They scared of your power. They scared of what you know. They scared of what's in your DNA, what's inside of you. You don't gotta be behind these walls to be in prison. There's plenty of people walking out there that's in prison too, because they don't know who they are. They don't know whose they are. We gonna overcome this like we've overcome everything else. Tell your homies out there on the streets, man. Tell them to buy the block. Tell them to buy it. Tell them it's ours now. When we come home, we want something to come home to. It's time to redefine what a gangster is. Time to redefine what a G is. Let's show them what we do. Let's show them what we capable of. Black power.
Black power. Black power.
Black power.
Hey, hey.
Oh, hey.
Platinum right there.
Yeah.
That's platinum.
Yeah, that's that one right there, man. I love that. I love that
Man,
song.
that's a great video. Great song.
Fighting
But
algorithm for real. Fighting for liberation.
for real. Hey, it was 110 degrees while we were shooting it though.
Sure was. Sure was. Yeah, that algorithm was hot that day, wasn't it?
Hey, it's hot today for our people.
Yeah,
so
That's real sweat. That
wasn't water sprinkles. That was real sweat.
That's
You know
real
what I'm
sweat.
saying, going on. You know what I'm saying? In rest in power to brother Bo, man, whose land that we filmed the video on. He's an ancestor now, you know what I'm saying? And so we definitely want to do a rest in power and respect for him, for that brother, man. He was always there for us. We had RBG Family Weekend on his land, you know what I'm saying? And we used to take the babies over there at Uhuru Academy to feed the horses and everything, man. And when we called and said, man, we need a spot for the video, he was like, no problem, you know, and made sure they opened the gate for us. You know what I'm saying?
Horses and everything for 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. You know what I'm saying? And so
the first day didn't shoot it, they had to come back the next day and shoot.
Right.
They gave us the weapons, the horses, the land.
Yeah,
come on.
Definitely want to honor that man.
Brother, man.
Yeah, you know, and man, ain't nothing like fighting the algorithm with Black-owned stuff. Right.
Yeah,
with our own resources, you know, and so you know, just a little bit about what went on behind the scenes with Told Us. And shout out to Asia, you know what I'm saying?
Doing and she poured the slave master.
Right, slave master, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hey Crucial, you know what I'm saying? You know. And I was really amazed. Y'all found that white boy. Y'all found one.
Yeah.
What y'all had to tell him to get him to do it?
I think he's some kind of white radical, so he didn't want to do it at first. He was worried about he wanted
people to find out.
Right.
Yeah, he worried about his image.
Radical group you're part of, he wanted to find out, but he an actor though. So we was like, man,
you acting.
He told me exact words.
A lot of credibility among Black people. He didn't want to lose.
Hey, he told me he didn't want to be seen as a white devil.
Right. Well, too bad. That's the role. Come on in here. You know what I'm saying? He did a good job though, man. That was a lot of fun. And I love it, man. When we create our platforms, no matter how big, no matter how small, we're gonna make room for people to come in that's willing to fight the algorithm.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So CG, how can we support your music?
Man, you know, I got an album that came out earlier this year. Got an album came out last year. Got another album on the way. So y'all can follow me on all social media. You know, TikTok, Instagram, and Ben About CG. Correct spelling. So that's Ben About CG. That's TikTok, Instagram. You know, find me like that. You know, I'm on all streaming services. Like iTunes. If you got Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, CG, and type in my music. CG Business 2. CG Strictly Business, and you know, you'll see me on there. I'm everywhere.
All right. So hit your social medias, go to Ben About CG right now, right now, and go ahead and get that follow. Then I know the link gonna be in the profile, right? Go to all streaming services, put in CG Business 2, Business 2. Strictly Business. Back to the business on the way. So back to the business. I detect business in your title. You know what I'm saying? So he all about that business. Support artists, man, that are supporting the community. Support artists that are using their craft to build the community, using their craft, using their skills to uplift the youth. Y'all, you got to get out there and support it. Stop complaining if you ain't gonna fight the algorithm. Right?
The algorithm. That we do.
And you gotta write it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight the algorithm, then you gotta write the algorithm.
We gotta do a video to that song Miseducation.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cold. Yeah, that's gonna be cold. You know what I'm saying? Myself and in Koyo Bina. Shout out to my wife, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Koyo Bina in the house, you know what I'm saying? She definitely fighting the algorithm. Hell, to marry me is fighting the algorithm. That didn't make no sense. 17 years in, she gets to fight the algorithm trophy.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Hey, CG, man, we appreciate you following through, brother.
Man, I appreciate you letting me come on, man. It was a dope show.
Hey, man, appreciate that, man. I see you in the morning. Shout out to the UACI Summer STEM Camp. Conscious ingenuity. You know what I'm saying? We doing it. It's going on right now. We just started week 2 today. When I tell you, baby, parents was hit me up over the weekend, like, I don't know what y'all did to my child, but he can't wait to get in class on Monday.
Hey, the best summer camp in the world right now, man. You got
the best summer camp in the world. And parents hit me up like, what? You know, I opened the class, don't start till 9. I opened the classroom up at 8:30. That thing say, doo 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 doo. 8:30 Monday morning on summer break.
Come on, man.
8:30 Monday morning on summer break. They jumping in there. They learn about artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, the African history, the history of African people in STEM, which is being taught by myself and CG, by the way, masterfully. You know what I'm saying? Doing our thing, man. So y'all go check it out at uhuraacademy.com. Get on our mailing list because there will be a winter camp. All right. Winter break, the UACI summer STEM camp coming back. These babies getting microbit computers. They're getting brand new Google Chromebooks sent to them in the mail, right? And y'all, this STEM camp, I looked it up, and they say STEM camps like ours charge like $2,500.
Man,
yes, on average. Where you're actually being taught by engineers and taught by experts. Now, number one, the one that teach you African history and STEM don't exist.
It's only one of those.
Yeah, it's only one of those. That's out, right? But those that just do the STEM part, on the level that Dr. Ma'at and them do it, $2,500 and up premium, right? So ours was super affordable this time. I mean,
super affordable. Oh, we got experts on it.
Right, and we got experts on it, right? So nobody got paid what they get paid. It's something that we did for the community. Shout out to our sponsors, though. If it wasn't for the Cybersecurity Assurance and Policy Center at Morgan State University and the Equity in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Center at Morgan State University, we wouldn't be able to do it. So shout out to our sponsors as well.
And any other sponsors out there, hey, it ain't too late to be a part of something great.
That's it.
Come fight the algorithm with us. And science up too.
Come on,
young warrior locked in early.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So we building pipelines. We fighting the algorithm. CG, man, go get ready for class tomorrow, man. You got to do all that. I did the podcast. I'll let you, man. Yeah.
I love it, man. That's powerful, man. Man, building our own algorithms about controlling the narrative through images and messages and codes. Listen, that we put out that result in the empowerment of our people, our children. Listen to me, that it gets so hardwired in their mind that they only understand how to grow and build and become.
That's right.
That's what we want. Let's get it.
That's right. We just need an army of people that ain't afraid to do it. Get out here and pull the natural genius out of our babies. We not asking for permission, y'all. We just asking for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? And I want to thank everybody that joined us tonight, man. Great show, Dr. J. Great show, man.
Phenomenal, powerful work, Robert, man. I love it, man. The energy, the fire from the people, man. Just, hey, we are powerful, beautiful, just phenomenal, brilliant people. We just got to believe it and understand it and walk in it consistently on a daily basis with no apologies. Listen, let's go. We are who we were created to be, man. Let's go get it.
Man, we did an hour and a half, and the folks that was on when we started, most of them are still on here right now.
Still on here, man. Thanks for riding with us, family.
You know what I'm saying? Thanks for riding with us, family. You know what I'm saying? You know what? We're going to get the Fight the Algorithm merch going, the FTA t-shirts. Everything going so everybody can start representing the show, representing the movement. We fighting the algorithm. I'm Baba Amin.
Man, Dr. Junichi Bomani. I see brother Johnny Judah in the building.
Yeah, DJ Johnny Judah, baddest DJ in the land. You know what, man? We need a DJ for Fight the Algorithm, man. We need to get us DJ.
Man, get that thing
popping, baby. Yeah, I did a little copyright infringement the other night on He Say, She Say. I found a mix that he recorded and I played it.
He ain't gonna sue you.
I asked to forgive me, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And next time, DJ Johnny Judah, make sure that you put the links in the chat where people can support you, hire you out for your events. That's the coolest DJ in the land. DJ Johnny Judah in the house. Man, Obafemi looking out for me. Boy, we fighting the algorithm. Y'all also go check out my book, my ebook, Black Love is Black Power. You know what I'm saying? By Baba Amin. You know what I'm saying? Go check that out as well on Amazon. Thank you, Obafemi, for that. You know what I'm saying? For that plug as well. You know, we got so much stuff going on, man. I'll be forgetting to plug my own stuff. All right. And so, hey, we love y'all. We don't mind telling y'all we fought the algorithm tonight.
For sure. And we're going to keep fighting. Let's go.
See y'all next week. Peace.
So.